Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler V, Series V's I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks. I'm not going to lie. I got another weird one for you. So, we'll see how this goes. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yam around about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my fairly new, boom, my Son Goku shirt from the Dragon Ball and the Z and all of the stuff. I am not going to spend any time going into Dragon Ball Z. I think that pretty much every human being on the planet knows about it at this point. But, 'twas not the case for a very young Brandon. When I was a kid, if you wanted to go over there and watch yourself some anime on network television, basically you had to hope that one of the networks would pick something up and, like, try to run it for a little while on one of their cartoon blocks. I remember they did that with Techno Man, which I watched a little bit of, but it was just on way too early. But Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and all that, like, definitely, here in the United States, and I think globally, really put anime on the map. It just hit universally. And at the time I'm doing this, we're just a few weeks removed now from the extremely sad passing of the creator of Dragon Ball and the entire franchise, Akira Toriyama, who passed away way too young. Way too young. He was 68 years old. And when I saw this shirt, I was out at Target, and I was just like, yeah, man. I'm never going to pronounce myself as, like, the greatest Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm actually more of a Dragon Ball fan. But I like Z as well. But, there's no denying the influence, and it felt appropriate. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, it's a weird one because it's potato chips from China. Do we get a thing for the thing? Ha 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 ha! What the hell are these? Well, luckily, it says so on the back. These are Lay's sweet potato chips, dark brown sugar flavor. So I guess it's like a sweet and savory thing a little bit. Sweet and salty, I guess. So, yeah, man, I've reviewed any number of weird, like, Lay's and other snack flavors from places abroad. I'm pretty fortunate. I have a number of places around me where I can kind of do, like, import stuff. Only thing is, with import stuff, you are paying for it. Even if you don't pay to import it, someone else did, and you are going to pay for the difference. So, I forget how much these chips were, but they weren't fucking cheap. Alright, let's give them a shot. Let's see how they are. Open. International packaging sucks. Oh! It took like a genuine effort. Ooh, boy, that's a brown sugar smell. Wow, that's weak. Okay, I bring this up pretty much every time I review potato chips and, like, other snacks of the variety. Here's the bag, right? Look at it. It's about the size of my head. I got a big head. That's good. Here's the fundamental problem. That is how many chips you are actually getting in a bag. I do not care. Like, I've had people in my comments be like, oh, well, they do it because of this, or blah, blah, blah. No. No one is going to convince me that this makes any sense. No one. So, until they stop doing it, until we rise up as a people and demand more from our potato chip companies, they're just going to keep going over there. I mean, this is like a fun size amount. But, me bitching about society aside, weird looking. Again, these are sweet potato chips, which I don't know that I've ever had from Lay's here in America. I've had weird flavors from them, but not in sweet potato format. Let's give it a go. Wow. That just wants to fall apart. Yeah, it has a slightly different crispiness. It's a little bit more fragile than a standard potato chip. Oh, yeah, okay. I know pretty much exactly what this tastes like for me. Um, Basically it tastes like sweet potatoes on Thanksgiving. I don't know about you folks, how you do things, but I know especially on like my dad's side of the family, one of the things that we've been doing ever since I was a little kid, we have a family recipe for it. Get some sweet potatoes, put some brown sugar, cook it all up. It's sweet, it's delicious, it's wonderful. And I'm not even talking about like the ones like, with the marshmallows on it. That's its own thing. We have that too, but that's a different thing. This is definitely like the sweet potatoes, you know. Yeah, it's got a hit of nostalgia to it. But here's the other thing to that. It's also very kind of almost ethereal. It hits and it's a nice thing, and then it fades out. Like it does not. You do get sort of a lasting, very light sweet potato flavor, kind of like lilts on your tongue. It's nice, but like yeah, they're not. They have a distinct flavor, but they're not the most flavorful chips I've ever had, if that makes any sense. But because I am not history's greatest monster, I am going to eat these like a normal person instead of just eating one chip, because who the fuck does that? Hitler. Um, yeah. Yeah, it never really, like, they're nice, but they never really reach like a proper flavor crescendo for me. Um, they come close, but I think they decided to pull back, or could be one of two things, or it could be neither. Either one, they weren't quite willing to go all in on the sweet and salty kind of thing, and so they pulled back on the sweetness, or it could just be an issue of, uh, what is it? It could just be an issue of differences in flavor profiles from China to America. Here in America, we definitely like big, bold flavor. And I'm not saying that China does it. I've never been to China. But I'm just tossing shit out there as like possibilities. It's good, but I definitely wish that I was getting more. I wish I was getting more of that brown sugar. I wish I was getting more of the sweet potato. Like, I could really be down for these. Like I said, these are definitely nostalgic to me. I haven't had that flavor in a while because, typically Thanksgivings I do with friends these days. But, man, like, I want that flavor. It's just, it's there, it's teasing me, it doesn't quite give me the oomph. But, I do still kind of like them. Like I said, I wish they delivered more. Two questions have to be asked, though. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? Now, tossing the import aspect of it, because that's, like, I'm not going to import these. If I ran into them again at an import location, right? Would I go pick them up? Probably not. Like, they're good in their way, but you don't get a lot of them. And the flavor that's there, while it is tasty and it is reminiscent of something I really love, it doesn't deliver to the extent that I need it to, for it to be worth it to go over there and pay that premium price. Yeah, no, not for me. If I'm recommending them, I'm honestly not. Like, they're not bad to try, and if they were just released as a weird flavor of potato chips here in the United States, and you were paying, maybe a couple bucks for a bag or whatever, sure, no problem. I'd say give them a try. Even with the flavor maybe not being quite where I'd like it to be, sure, give it a go. But again, it's an import product, so it's something you're probably, unless you're from China, to be fair. I don't think I have much of a demographic in China, if any. If you're in China and you run into it and it's, a reasonably priced thing there, by all means, give them a shot. But if you happen to be anywhere else in the world where, again, I think it's probably going to be, you're going to deal with that upcharge, it's just not worth it. Like, they're not bad chips. I will say this. If they took this idea and really ran with it and amped that flavor up a little bit, brought it here to America, I would be 1,000% down with it. I really like these in theory. I need that extra oomph. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly nostalgic, tasting-tastic rest of your life. Because again, some of the best tastes, just you get that little nostalgia taste. It's good. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be really stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. You got bills and fucking nonsense and all taxes and blah, 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 blah. It's no fun, folks. But when we deal with said bullshit in our lives, it's important that we at least try whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe there's like some weird flavor of Lay's that you particularly enjoy that I haven't reviewed on the show. Okay, hit me up in the comments section. Let me know. I'm always looking for this stuff. It doesn't mean I'm going to grab everything because, again, man, pricing is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous for the import stuff. At one point, I went over there. They had this little spot, and they had a whole shitload of Mountain Dew Pitch Black from some country. I couldn't tell you which one. Now, if you know me, you know I love Mountain Dew Pitch Black. It's my favorite flavor of Mountain Dew. I was going to grab every single one of them there. Buy them all out. Just buy every single one of them. And then, till I saw the price, and I was like, never mind, I'm going to buy one. And that took some doing. That took some restraint on my part. So, but if there is something, I'm always willing to sort of look around for fan suggestions and stuff like that. Might take me a little while to get to it. Depends on circumstances and availability. But, hopefully if you have any nostalgic treats or something like that in your life, you're able to enjoy them at appropriate times. Anyway, bye.